Hi, my name is Cheryl, and I am a very, very late diagnosed autistic woman who also happens to have ADHD. And today I would like to talk about rejection sensitive dysphoria. Now, as autistic people, we are not strangers to emotional dysregulation. But did you know that people with ADHD experience it even more? But you might also know that up to 80%-ish of people on the spectrum have ADHD. So therein lies the overlap. Emotional dysregulation is when we have trouble managing our emotions. We become more anxious, we become more impulsive, and we have intense reactions to situations. And there are a lot of things that can cause us to become emotionally dysregulated. And one of those things is rejection sensitive dysphoria. Now, what is that? Well, nobody likes being rejected. It's a very unpleasant experience, right? But when you have rejection sensitive dysphoria, we'll call it RSD, it takes it to a new extreme level, okay? As a matter of fact, the Cleveland Clinic describes it like this. They said that rejection sensitive dysphoria is when you experience severe emotional pain in response to feeling rejected or feeling failure. So here's where the miscommunication comes in, okay? It doesn't make sense to us. I mean, those interviewed said they don't even know how to describe it because the pain is so intense that there's no physical or emotional pain that they can even relate it to. We look around and nobody else is reacting the same way we are, and so we know we're acting weird, which only makes it worse, but we can't help it and we don't know what to do about it. And it doesn't make sense to other people because they're not experiencing emotional pain or discomfort to the intensity that we are, which is probably a good thing, but they just don't understand it. To them, we look unhinged, we look unstable, and they might react in anger, saying things like, "Why are you making me feel so guilty?" Or "Why are you putting all this pressure on me?" Or they might not know how to respond, so they just kind of clam up, or they respond by avoiding us because they don't want to trigger us, they don't want to deal with it. So they just, leave us alone and back up. And as you can see, this can cause some major issues in relationships. But, the truth is it's not our fault. Research shows that there's a genetic component. ADHD runs in families, and therefore so does rejection sensitive dysphoria. And it's from what I read, the differences in brain structure mean that our brains cannot regulate rejection related emotions, and therefore it makes them much more intense. And so quick personal story, which I feel like kind of explains it a little better than some of these sterile robotic definitions. I never thought I had rejection sensitive dysphoria because I don't really care what people think of me, except for some people, meaning certain people and my children. And my daughter lives in Scotland, and I haven't seen her for a while. And I found out recently that she's coming to the US, but she's going to Colorado, and I'm not going to be able to see her. That's a long way to travel in my mind for me not to see her. She's coming all the way to the US. And I'm not going to I just could not, when I found this out, I could not wrap my brain around it, and I did not respond well. Oh my gosh, I thought my heart was going to break in two. I miss my daughter so much. And the thought of not seeing her when she's so close was almost too much for me to bear. And so, yes, my anxiety went through the roof. Oh my God, I'm not going to see my daughter. I did become impulsive. I started saying things I shouldn't have, like, "How can you do this to me? Why didn't you include me in your plans? What are you thinking?" And so forth, which I'm embarrassed to say, but it's the truth. And yeah, I had a pretty intense reaction to it. And so the thing is that my children also have ADHD. And so when I explode at them, they have an intense emotional reaction to me. And it just it's like what is that game, where the paddles and the ball, pinball. It's like that. So anyway, we have to all take deep breaths and just calmly explain the situation so that because we care about each other enough that we communicate. Thank goodness. But anyway, hopefully that kind of brings a little bit more personal light on it, so it makes more sense. But either way, I hope it clarifies it. I would recommend that you do your own research on it, find out more about it, and share it with your friends so that they understand why you react sometimes the way that you do. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you soon.